Hi everyone, wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom U'Vorach. In this week's Parashah Bo, we read about the exodus of Egypt, Yetziat Mitzrayim. But the truth is, this whole story, the slavery in Egypt and the leaving of Egypt and everything in between, was already told to Avraham 400 years ago. God said to Avraham, Ki geri yezaracha be'etz olahem, that your children will be foreigners and strangers in a land and they're going to be tortured. But don't worry, Avraham, I'm going to punish that nation, as God did. And then at the end, they're going to leave with a lot of money, a lot of riches, which as Jews we know we love. And of course, God makes true to his promise. And this week, right before we leave, God says to Moshe, please tell the Jewish people that they should ask their neighbors, their friends, the Egyptians, for their money, because we need to leave. And we did. We left with a lot of money. The Jewish people left with donkeys, and donkeys filled with gold, with clothing. The truth is, though, our rabbis tell us that actually the real money came later. It comes next week, and spoiler alert, it comes next week when the Jewish people cross through Yam Suf and the Egyptians drown in it, and all of the gold on the chariots washed up onto the shore. Over there we got a lot more money than actually we got when we left Egypt. And so the question asks itself, if the real riches was going to come next week, when we get the money in 7 days, when we cross the Red Sea or the Sea of Reeds, why is it that God gave us money also now? If we're going to get it later, why did God have to give us money 2 times? And I think the answer is actually very simple, but also has a beautiful lesson. It's true, God knows that we're going to get money next week, but we don't. The Jewish people, I'm sure, learned from their father, from their grandpa, all the way back to Avraham about this prophecy. I'm sure they also heard about the promise that they're going to leave with a lot of money. And God says, I'm going to make true to that next week. But right now, as the Jews are going to be leaving Egypt, there's going to be 7 days in between today and next week. And for 7 days, they're going to be scratching their heads, nervous, wondering what happened to that promise of money. And God teaches us an amazing lesson of sensitivity. That although I know, I have to be sensitive and concerned and thinking about the other party, the other people around me. Maybe they don't know, and for their sake, maybe I have to inconvenience myself a little bit to help them out, to alleviate their worry, to alleviate their stress. Happens often with children. A lot of times a kid is out with his friends, and the mother, father call him up, and the kid doesn't answer. And the parent calls 10, 20 times, worried, sick to their stomach. And the kid doesn't answer. And finally at 2 a.m. the kid walks into the house, happy, having a great night. And the parents are sitting there waiting by the door. Where in the world were you? And the kid smiles, well, what's the problem? I'm here, I'm fine. We called you 20 times. And what does the kid say? But I was fine. Right? You knew you were fine, but we didn't. You know, a lot of times in business, maybe a partner is aware of information of a sale or order that was placed. And the partners, the business partner calls up, did you get any information? And we decline the phone call. We don't answer because we know everything plays out. It's okay. Relax. Take it easy. We know that. But sometimes the other party doesn't know that. And if we pay attention in our lives, the situation comes up often that we are privy to information that maybe the people around us aren't. And God teaches us an amazing lesson. The next time a situation like this arises or occurs, remember that being sensitive and accommodating the people around us is something that God would do. Shabbat Shalom.